My name is Abbie Suwayan. I believe it was 2021. I was scrolling through Facebook and one of your ads popped up. And being that my boy is on the autism spectrum, I knew that I needed him to be in swimming. And when your ad came up, it interested me. Actually, my other son, who was neurotypical, was already enrolled in another swim school, and he was in a group class. That school, who will remain unnamed, also had private lessons, but then, I don't know, gut feel didn't feel good to me. So when I saw that ad for Big Kahuna and saw that you offered private lessons, I grabbed that opportunity, went, and never turned back. 3 years later, more than 3 years later, we are still here. Oh, and I moved my other son from that school that offered class into here. That's how much I really thought that Big Kahuna was for my family. Both my boys love the water. I know that. And especially for my boy in the spectrum, the statistics were not to our favor. Kids who are autistic, the number one cause of deaths for individuals on the spectrum who are under 18 is drowning. And so, being that I'm the mother who is very proactive in trying for my special boy to be safe and to be able to cope as normal as possible in society, I knew that I needed them to be, both of them actually, to be water safe. It wasn't enough that they love the water. Being around the water, you have to know how to be safe around water. And so that was my driving force, really. It made me get a sigh of relief, tension gone on my shoulders, because I can't always be watching them while they're in the pool. It's ideal that every single time my eyes are on them on the pool, and that's my goal anyway. But then there will be times when we're at a friend's house and I may be looking at one other friend of mine, few seconds, few minutes, and it's not enough. It's not enough that they're on the side of the pool or not. So getting them to know, when both my kids, when I saw them, when I witnessed them actually know how to do the whole back float, swim to the nearest wall, get out, those 3 steps, it gave me a sense of peace. Actually, I think that's what it is, a sense of peace and assurance that at the very least they can get themselves to safety if some trouble comes their way. And it's not an if, it's a when, really, especially now, it's summer. They'll be with kids and falling through the pool, whatever. So, sigh of relief and peace of mind. That's what it is. Stroke technique during an emergency. During an emergency, I don't think it's an automatic thing for you to be doing strokes in the water. What you guys teach here in Big Kahuna is safety first, technique second. And that's exactly what I love about the program that you have here, because of the structure of the program that you have there in Big Kahuna, how the system that you have really works. I'm an autism mom, and I do behavioral therapy with my own son, and how there's a system for him to achieve the next step and the next step and the next increment for him to acquire a skill. And for swimming and being water safe, them knowing what to do instinctively once they fall into a pool, like what I mentioned earlier, how they should backfloat, reserve their energy, not panic, not immediately go to, oh, let's do the freestyle. And where do I go? No, with the program that you have here, it's very simple. Those 3 steps, you fall into the water, you get pushed into the water for whatever reason, you do the backflow. Every single time, you do the backflow, you swim to the nearest wall, and you get out repetitively. Those three steps, you hammer, you hammer, you hammer. You don't compromise or anything. And so when the kids have that in their system and it's instinct, then you don't even know. My son is just learning stroke techniques right now, but then even before that, when he would pass the safety test, I felt so confident only because I know in his head, my autistic boy's head, because of the program of how you implement it, he knows how to be swim safe. So safety first before technique. I convince people, even on Facebook, when in my autism community, honestly, when they ask, oh, I need to get my kiddo swim safe, always tag Big Kahuna Swim Academy, because I'm a big believer in the system we built here. One word: freedom. Really. Like I said, I am with a group of people who own pools, and almost every weekend, especially now in the summer, we will be in different pools, different homes all the time. And in as much as we always have one person watching all the kids, okay, it's your mom number 1, it's your turn to watch all the kids. Mom number 2, it's your turn. You cannot be with them every single minute. And so when, especially with my boy who's at the back, it's very isolating to live an autistic life. I mean, we're an autism family, but being able to spend time with people, with our friends during the summer, who have pools, even if we are in the beach, it relaxes me. Like I said, it gives me a lot of freedom and peace of mind. My spidey senses are always on alert when I'm with my son. But when I'm in the water, I mean, my friends will say, "Your back's again. Can you swim? Can you swim?" And they're like, "I'm good. I'm good." We go to water parks. And I never even imagined being able to take my special boy to a water park. But even water parks where there are hundreds of kids at the same time, there is honestly no worry, zero worries, because of what they've learned here in the community. Truly. I think every time I go to a water park, I tell you guys, and I'm like, thank you for teaching my boys, because we're able to go. It affords our family freedom and normalcy. Invest in safety, always. You will never be sorry that you invested in safety, because even if maybe it's time consuming, or maybe if the price is in question and all that stuff, but there is no price high enough, or even a resource high enough to pay for peace of mind and safety. There just isn't. And I know, because like I said, my boy is nonverbal. For him to be able to at least save himself or be safe around the pool is truly, it's cliche, but it's priceless. Truly priceless for families like us. So I'm gonna cry. I want to say thank you all for your patience, your diligence, your openness, your willingness to work with me, special needs mom, your acceptance for my boys, for my son especially, for willing to collaborate. You know that you have a system that works, but you are very open to what parents like me are suggesting to you that would work for my kid or for our kids, and it has done wonders. So thank you. I owe you a lot of my freedom as we come to another summer. Thank you, Abbie, Miss Rachel, who else? Oh my god, I don't know top of my head now. Miss Fair right now, all of you. Thank you for changing our lives. Please open your hearts. Really, your donations and the resources that you will share to this foundation is not for naught. Really, if anything, it's changing lives like mine. In my case, special needs parents, where if that is the concern, the price is the concern, and you are able to help the foundation, then you are helping a lot of families like mine feel normal, feel accepted, feel part of society, really, and be safe. It's something that a lot of people can take for granted, but not families like mine. So please, your donations will go a long way and will really, really be changing lives.